The Tigers and the Razorbacks. Arkansas looking for a sweep. Missouri looking to snap their current two-game losing streak. And the Tigers in their alternate pink uniforms on their pink out game, which they play annually, have the ball first here. We hope you enjoy it live on the SEC Network. Missouri looking to feed the post. Haley Frank driving into the lane. Dembele, the Tiger point guard, aggressively into the paint, uses the Euro step.
Very nice move there from Mama Dembele. She's comfortable with that left hand. She seems to use it a lot, and she's gotten a lot better with her counter moves in the paint, with her pacing, not going too fast, and you can see that displayed already here in the first minute of the game.
Razorbacks played without three usual starters in their win over Auburn the other day. They have two of them back, Samara Spencer and Jersey Wolfenbarger, both off of the COVID list for Mike Neighbors. Goforth gets the start as Michaela Daniels continues to be out of action with an injured knee. Wolfenbarger kicks it out. Goforth on the drive. A nice defense by Missouri's Asia Blackwell. Blackwell starting for the Tigers, who bring Lauren Hansen back into the starting lineup. She came off of the bench to try to give Missouri a spark against the Tennessee Volunteers, as Robin Pinchton has not been happy with the way her team has been playing in the first quarter as of late. Hansen back in the starting lineup tonight as Ramirez misses her first three-point attempt of the ball game.
Both of these teams already getting up a lot of shots here early in the shot clock. I'm not surprised to see that. That's pretty normal for Arkansas. They like to get shots off quickly. Missouri, I know Coach Pinchton had mentioned this morning that she wanted to match that aggression. She wanted to match the pace and not shy away from it.
Dembele once again twisting and turning to the hoop, and she has the first two baskets for the Tigers.
If it worked the first time, why not try it the second? And Ramirez is definitely going to have to adjust here and make sure she stays down on her feet and not go for the fakes.
Wolfenbarger the rebound and draws the foul. For the Arkansas Razorbacks, it is fifth-year head coach Mike Neighbors. Not only does he have 93 wins in 4+ seasons for Arkansas, which is an incredible pace in Fayetteville, he also has been recruiting at an absurdly high level. We'll talk more about that later on in the broadcast, as he has brought in quite a bit of talent in his 5 seasons in Fayetteville.
He really has. Coach Neighbors has done an incredible job in his 5 seasons at Arkansas. He's a very well-loved coach by his players and people in the league, and really media and people all over the nation. They love what he's doing. They love his coaching style. They love his playing style, and his players love to play for him.
Arkansas's on the board thanks to a couple of free throws from Wolfenbarger. Frank on the drive, cut off, swung around, and did Blackwell drag her foot? It looks like she did as she looked to drive baseline.
You can definitely tell the difference in pace that Missouri is playing with on offense. They're a team that doesn't mind using a lot of the shot clock. Oftentimes they're going to use maybe 20 to 25 seconds of the shot clock, and here definitely picking up their pace. Just want to make sure that they take care of the ball and not travel or turn it over.
And meanwhile, they want to do the opposite on the defensive end. They want to slow down Arkansas that loves to get out and run. Robin Pinchton wants to force the Razorbacks into a half-court offense. Ramirez is over her first 2 from beyond the arc.
Amber Ramirez, they can't lose her on defense. She was wide open there, even though it was a very long 3. She's going to let it fly no matter where she is on the court. She has a very quick release. She has a low release, so it's hard to block the shot. Missouri's definitely going to need to make sure they know where she is at all times, no matter if she's hitting or missing.
Driving is Troop. She got tied up and traveled before that. And back-to-back turnovers by Missouri along the baseline.
Those are some of those unforced turnovers that Coach Pinchton definitely is not a fan of. She can live with the forced ones, the unforced turnovers, just throwing it out of bounds or traveling. Not a fan of those, just like most coaches are, so Missouri's definitely going to have to shore up on that.
Spencer gets to the rack, and we're all tied up. Samara Spencer was a game-time decision. Went through warm-ups, and obviously felt well enough to play. Here's a 3 from Frank. Got it.
Good to see Haley Frank knock one down early here. They're going to need a lot of that. She's had a couple slumps here and there. Obviously, can't hit them all of the time, but she can hit them a lot of the time. And there you can see Samara Spencer answers. She's a freshman who's averaging nearly 12 points a game. She's averaging more than 12 points a game in the SEC. So one of those freshmen that's really stepped up here for Coach Neighbors.
And shooting better than 40% from beyond the arc in her freshman season. Dembele tries to drive and kick. Blackwell for 3. She's been living on the arc as teams have forced her out from the paint the last few games. floater from Goforth. Blackwell, best rebounder in the SEC, can't come up with that one, and it'll stay with Arkansas.
You know, Ben, you mentioned that a lot of teams are guarding Blackwell a little bit differently, pushing her out onto the perimeter, not letting her do as much work inside it in the paint. And we'll see, how much that affects her offensive rebounding abilities as well. Oftentimes when you're not shooting in the paint and you're shooting on, the outside or from the three-point line, those offensive rebounds don't come as easy.
It's hard to grab an offensive board if you're not under the basket. You're 20 feet away.
Exactly.
Not a lot of rebounds come out that far. Blackwell active defensively and on the glass here on this possession, 20 to shoot. Spencer looks to get Arkansas into offense. Thought about the three. Goforth on the drive. Can't split the defenders. Draws a foul on Hansen.
Missouri's definitely going to have to be ready when Goforth catches the ball. She's one of those players who really likes to play off of the catch. Coach Pinchton talked to her team about that this morning in shoot-around. When Sasha Goforth catches the ball, she is looking to rip immediately. So they need to make sure that they're closing out a little bit short and containing the drive when she catches.
Goforth not only earns a trip to the foul line, but that was the second personal foul on Lauren Hansen. So we talked about what a spark she can be and how Missouri relies on her for energy. And probably won't see her much more here the rest of the first half as she picks up her second personal foul less than 4 minutes into the ballgame.
Exactly, and that's not a great thing to see if you're Missouri. Obviously, she's coming off a very good game versus Tennessee. She had 22 points off the bench, so I'm sure she's feeling good. They'll have to maintain or figure out how they're going to play, well without her if she's on the bench for the remainder of the half.
Missouri brought in LaDeja Williams, so now we'll get to watch the crafty veteran Williams and the freshman Wolfenbarger down low. Down to 10 to shoot. There's Williams, her first touch of the afternoon, and she goes to work.
Great move there by LaDeja Williams with the left hand. Oftentimes you see LaDeja Williams plays really well when Missouri's guards aren't playing as well. If the opposing team is able to keep Missouri from getting up a lot of threes, that's when you really see LaDeja Williams excel.
Troop handling the ball for Missouri. There's Blackwell again. Lyerman giving her that space, that cushion, and Blackwell has to work her way down low and get a contested layup that doesn't go. Spencer now. Wolfenbarger, the drive, gets right past Williams for the easy layup.
That is what is so hard to guard about Wolfenbarger. She's 6'5", but she plays a lot of the game at the guard position. Obviously, she's guarding the 5-man right now in LaDeja Williams, but she'll play a lot of guard. So LaDeja Williams is definitely going to have to be ready to guard on the perimeter today.
Help defense left Blackwell open for a three. She can't get it to go, and Asia Blackwell is over her first three from the field. Ramirez swiped away by Dembele. She's one-on-one with Spencer, and Mama Dembele with 6 early points for Missouri.
She's really providing that spark. She's really attacking the basket well, and she looks good doing it. She's under control, and that's the third layup she's hit with her left hand, so obviously showing her ability to use both hands as well.
Rebound by Lagerman, who torched Missouri for a career-high 17 points earlier this season in Fayetteville. And now Ramirez. Looking for the screen. Bele pushes through it. Goforth now. And Spencer late in the shot clock. Can't get it to go. Another rebound for Blackwell. A couple of boards in the early going for the SEC's leading rebounder, Asia Blackwell. Williams down low. Blackwell again open look. Chooses to drive this time and find Frank for a three. Missouri is now 1 for 5 from beyond the arc to start this game. Spencer. Wolfenbarger. And a travel down low and a turnover on the Razorbacks. Missouri with the early lead. More than half of their production coming from the point guard position. Mama Dembele with her defense leading to offense. She's got 6 early points for the Tigers, and Missouri's up 1.
When is a jacket and tie more than thread and fabric?
Team after a period of time that Arkansas really wasn't that great in the SEC, and so obviously, he knows what he's doing. He knows how to relate to these players, and he's brought some big-time players to this program, and it clearly shows.
It starts at home. You look at the Arkansas roster. It's a whole lot of Arkansas natives, kids from Oklahoma, the surrounding area. He's building a program for Arkansas from the players that the state is producing.
Absolutely. That's the easiest thing you can do from a recruiting standpoint as a coach, is to get your hometown kids to stay home. You know, Coach Finchon takes a lot of pride in that. Coach Neighbors takes a lot of pride in that. There you can see there's 6 players from Arkansas who have decided to stay home and play for Coach Neighbors. And when you have really, really good talent in your area, you want to do everything that you can to keep them at home.
1-point game here as we approach the 3-minute mark. Rebound that time by Emory Ellis. And a foul on Missouri. That's the 13th foul on the Tigers.
Missouri's definitely going to want to shore up on these fouls. You know, they get themselves in a little bit of trouble sometimes when they foul early on in the game. I know they're trying to be aggressive, but they don't want to foul so much to where they can't be as aggressive later on in the game when it matters even more.
Ramirez, kind of a slow start for her. They feed the post. Now Goforth on the drive, blocked by Williams. It'll stay with the Razorbacks with 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Something Missouri knew coming into this is that Arkansas gets their points from the three-point line and they get them from the free throw line. Arkansas takes a ton of free throws, and that has a lot to do with how many offensive possessions that they're getting per game. It also has a lot to do with the aggression that they have when they're attacking the basket. So Missouri's definitely got to be aware that Arkansas is trying to get to the line as much as possible.
Another miss by Ramirez, who's having a real hard time getting going. She's 0 for 4 from the field. Razorbacks are shooting only about 20% to begin this ball game. Bellick can get to the paint again. Can't connect with Williams. Langerman comes out with it. Razorbacks looking to run. Langerman loses control. And a tie-up. Possession arrow will keep the ball with Arkansas.
Both teams playing such hard, scrappy defense right now, and obviously that's part of the reason that we're seeing Missouri in a little bit of foul trouble here. But I think that defensive intensity from both teams really kind of shows how much this game really means to both of them. This is kind of a, border rival that Missouri and Arkansas have created over the years, and both of these teams take this matchup very seriously, and it's showing already early in this game.
Spencer knifes through and gives the Razorback the lead. Fast start for Samara Spencer, 7 of Arkansas's first 12 points.
Definitely going to need someone like Sam Spencer to step up in the absence of Michaela Daniels. Great drive here, able to drive middle, the nice floater over the front of the rim. Missouri wants to make sure that they're containing her from the 3, because she can obviously shoot the 3 very well, but not so much to where they're just letting her drive to the basket so easily.
Offensive rebound off the Higginbottom miss, and now the freshman fires from beyond the arc.
Great to see Izzy Higginbottom come off the bench and provide some spark. Her minutes go up and down based on the game, based on the matchups, but she's always ready to play. She comes in and is able to give Missouri that 3 or 2 that they always need when things are going a little bit slow.
A little rim protection that time, but Ellis able to get a second chance. Asia Blackwell right now is playing with one shoe, by the way. She's top of your screen in the corner. Dembele just takes it all the way.
Another great left-handed layup, left-handed drive there by Mama Dembele. Asia Blackwell still shoeless. This is the 3rd or 4th possession she's had without a shoe, and I'm sure she's thankful a foul call was called right there.
The shoe is in Robin Pishon's hand. She's like, come over here and get this right now, please. And Blackwell even got an offensive rebound. Here's where she lost it, I think. Got stepped on by Goforth.
It's funny, it seems to happen to Asia Blackwell a couple times. I'm pretty sure I've seen that happen to her at least 2 or 3 times this season.
Well, when you're always in the mix down there, fighting for every board, a modern-day Dennis Rodman in the women's college game, that's cost of doing business, I guess.
Exactly.
Arkansas just one of their last 7. Spencer trying to change that. Here's a corner 3, and it goes down for Alana Eaton.
This Arkansas Razorback team is definitely filling in from the 3-point range where Amber Ramirez is lacking right now. She hasn't hit one yet, but I'm sure that will change. Both teams shooting a lot of 3s, not at a bad percentage, but the stars aren't necessarily hitting like they usually do so far this game.
Higginbottom tied up Eaton there, and this time Missouri will maintain possession on the jump ball. Minutes to go in the quarter as Troop finds Frank, who just came back in. Frank drives baseline. Ellis cuts her off. Nice look for Blackwell, and the foul.
Great play there. Great recognition by Haley Frank to see Asia Blackwell cutting into the lane and getting position on Riley Langerman. Great job there by Asia Blackwell, finding the open space. If she's not able to post up early on in the possession, she's going to make sure she finds her way to the paint eventually in that possession to get herself an easy 2, possibly 3.
First field goal for Blackwell, snapped an 0 for 3 spell to start the game. And looks to put Missouri up 4. Offensive rebound by Frank. Higginbottom thought about it, dragged her foot, and a turnover by Missouri. That's their 4th of the first quarter.
A lot of times when you're an offensive team who doesn't necessarily play this fast all of the time, it can cause some travels when you have guards that aren't used to just ripping off the catch immediately and playing this fast. Something that they're just going to have to be aware of and slow down maybe a half second before they take off. Spencer
lost control, but last touch by Missouri. Arkansas keeps it. 36 seconds in the quarter, 22 on the shot clock. Spencer has 7 points to lead the Razorbacks. She's already taken 8 shots. Good look to Ramirez off the inbound and can't get it to go off glass. Langerman comes up with the rebound. Another battle for a loose ball. Ellis had it. Another jump ball, our 3rd of the quarter, and it stays with Arkansas.
Did a lot of diving on the ground so far in this first quarter, and I'm not surprised to see that. Coach Finchton needs her team to step up the intensity. She talked a lot about that this morning. Their aggression, their intensity that they showed early on in the season has lacked a little bit in her opinion, so she definitely, I'm sure, is happy to see a lot of Missouri Tigers in these pink uniforms on the floor a lot in this first quarter.
11-second differential, game clock and shot clock. Spencer can't get it to go, and this time Blackwell had the rebound and fouled by Langerman, and that's a battle brewing between those two. They are going at it on both ends of the floor each possession.
It sure is, and Riley Langerman, that's something that she does so well. Obviously, the last time she played Missouri, it was a 3-point shot that really stood out, but she's really known for being a workhorse. She's very blue-collar. She rebounds well. She's an offensive rebounder. She's similar size to Asia Blackwell. They both do not fear anyone, especially when it comes to crashing the board. So I'm sure we'll see them battle for the remainder of this game.
That was Langerman's first personal foul. Missouri holding for the final shot here. Down to 5 seconds in the first quarter. Down to 2. It's Doro, the freshman. Can't get it to go. And they did that a lot whenever they defeated Missouri in Fayetteville last month. Very early in the conference season. That's one of the other things that Arkansas misses when they don't have Michaela Daniels in the lineup. She leads the team with 39 steals. Even though Missouri turned it over 4 times, only 4 points off those turnovers. The Tigers go down low, and Williams has her second basket of the ball game to start the second quarter.
I think that's a good move there by Missouri's offense, is to get LaDeja Williams a quick touch at the beginning of the second quarter. Get her some action. Don't rely too much on that 3 ball, and allow her to really work in the paint and get some good paint touches and really be able to challenge Jersey Wolfenbarger and see if they can even get her in a little bit of foul trouble.
5 rebounds already for Asia Blackwell. Down low to Frank. Can't get it to go. Ramirez, who is yet to heat up offensively. Gets fouled, got it to go, and maybe that will spark something for Amber Ramirez.
And that was a tough play there. Great shot by Amber Ramirez. A little bit tough there on Mama Dembele on the defense. She got a little bit caught up on the screen here, just trying to get through the screen. Naturally gets kind of pushed into Amber Ramirez. Nothing you can really do about that. Amber Ramirez is taking that and hopefully running with it, getting some momentum. She can play aggressive and continue to shoot the ball well.
86% free throw shooter, completes the 3-point play, and that snaps an 0 for 5 start for her. Maybe that will get Ramirez going for the Razorbacks. Missouri had built a 5-point lead, right back down to 2 on the answer. True. Spencer on her. Late in the shot clock, under 10 to shoot. True. Can't find anywhere to go. Spencer on her like a glove. Frank with a long 3 and banked it home.
You can always count on Haley Frank to bail you out late in the shot clock. She does that all the time. When Missouri's offense breaks down a little bit, and you can really see that there's nothing there. There's 3 seconds. Most people would kind of give up on the play, but Haley Frank always feels comfortable taking those long 3s.
That was knocked out of there by Blackwell. And now an offensive foul on Blackwell. She just kind of ran through the paint and ran over Sam Spencer.
And she's got to be aware that those rim runners, whether it be LaDeja Williams or Asia Blackwell, always want to make sure you see where the defending guard is and not run right into her as they're trying to get position in the lane in transition.
Here's another look at, or actually we'll stay here live. It is the first personal foul on Blackwell in the second of the first quarter. So a couple quick fouls. Goforth, nice cut, but the pass was out of reach. And that's a turnover on the Razorbacks, their fourth. Missouri looking to build on their largest lead of the game. Troop has a wide open Blackwell, and she misses the three. Goforth ahead of the pack, picked up by Blackwell, and Ramirez will slow up. Step back three. She's hit two in a row.
Yeah, you're definitely going to have to go over that screening for Haley Troop. Amber Ramirez is looking more and more comfortable. She's definitely going to get a lot of shots up this game, especially in the absence of Michaela Daniels. Haley Troop and all Missouri guards need to make sure that they're going over the top of those ball screens, not giving her any space at all.
Deja Williams has been money down low for Mizzou. She's 3 for 3. And a whistle away from the ball and a foul on the Razorbacks.
Jersey Wolfenberger likes to pick and pop and pick and roll quite a bit. She really utilizes that pick and roll often, but she's going to make sure, needs to make sure that she really gets set and doesn't roll on top of the defender.
Wolfenbarger called for that last foul. Her first in the first of the quarter on the Razorbacks. Down low to Blackwell. You look at how well Ramirez has been playing lately. Blocked down low by Goforth. And Arkansas will get it here.
Arkansas has done a really good job of really swarming and smothering Asia Blackwell in the paint. As soon as she catches the ball in the paint, you always see at least 2 Arkansas jerseys there guarding her, making it really hard for her to score in the paint. They're going to want to force Blackwell to take as many threes as possible.
Wolfenbarger all over the place, was credited for a steal on that last possession. Goforth on the drive, got a step, contested, but gets it to go.
It's another one of those catch and rips from Sasha Goforth. Missouri's definitely going to want to make sure she's guarding her correctly on those catches.
That's Haley Frank's spot this afternoon. She's bagged a couple of threes from straight away here in the second quarter.
That trail three coming down in transition at the top of the key is lethal. She looks really comfortable. Both shots have been really deep, a few steps out from that three-point line. It's good to see both Amber Ramirez and Haley Frank heating up at the same time.
All 9 of Frank's points from beyond the arc. Wolfenbarger thought about it, drives instead, can't get it to go. And Haley Frank with the rebound. Dembele pushing pace. Wide open look for Troop, in and out. Ramirez. Mentioned a couple of times, starting to get it going. Stolen away by Dembele, but Ramirez got it back. Spencer for 3. And there's a track down rebound by Blackwell. Tigers don't have numbers. A trailer 3. Her 4th of the ball game doesn't go down.
Arkansas got really lucky there. They completely lost Haley Frank in the exact same spot that she's been hitting all of her threes, in that trail spot. They don't want to lose her when she's lagging the play or when she's behind the play. They want to make sure they know where she is at all times and meet her at that three-point line.
Wolfenbarger to the rack. You can tell she's got the step on Williams just about any time she wants. That's the freshman against the senior.
Yeah, Jersey Wolfenbarger is such a hard guard, especially when you have a post player or a guard guarding her because of her length. She's 6'5". She was the #1 wing player in high school in her graduating class. So she's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with, and clearly she can play both the guard and post position.
Missouri fans wanted to foul on that drive by Troop. Goforth down low. Can't get her own rebound. Saved it, but into the hands of Troop. Missouri with a 3-point lead and the ball. Off the hands of Blackwell. And that will take us to a break. These two going back and forth. The pace is starting to pick up inside Mizzou Arena as Sasha Goforth, McDonald's All-American West Arkansas region, a booming, growing region in this country for about the last 15 to 20 years, producing more and more college basketball talent, and Neighbors has kept them all in their home region to help build his program. That is huge.
It is huge, especially when they have options, when they can go just about anywhere and they decide to stay home for Coach Neighbors. That's just a huge testament as to what he's been able to do.
Or come home in the case of Sasha Goforth, who of course began her career at Oregon State. He got the freedom of movement to come home, as Arkansas has pulled themselves within a point on this layup by Emory Ellis. Ellis with a chance to tie it at the free throw line. She's from Van Nuys, Oklahoma, which is right next door. And again, part of that regional recruiting. Not having to go all over the place, keeping kids close to home and building what could be a national power. Higginbottom, the miss. Loose ball. It's close along the baseline. It will go to Arkansas. Missouri's done that also. Robin Pinchton has really made a career here in 10 years of getting local players to stay home and really combing the state. There isn't a town too small for Robin Pinchton to recruit. She's gotten some great talent out of those places.
She sure has. She's gotten obviously great talent from, the Cunningham supporters who are right here in Columbia. But she's also been able to recruit some hidden gems out of really small towns in Missouri. She's recruited 1A kids. She's recruited 2A, 3A kids that are oftentimes overlooked by any other Power 5 school. And Coach Pinchton's done a very good job of really getting into the weeds and making sure she's finding truly the best talent in the area.
Saw Haley Frank a second ago. She's from Stratford, Missouri. Of course, Morgan I, one of the best three-point shooters in SEC history, came from a tiny town called Montrose. There's several examples of that. Leave no stone unturned in your home state in recruiting, friends.
Absolutely. It's a great lesson.
Frank from the outside. Got it. That's her fourth three.
Like I said, when Haley Frank plays well, Mizzou plays well, she really is able to bring that energy. When she's hitting three after three, the crowd gets involved. Missouri feels more comfortable. When she's able to bail them out on offense in the last 3 or 4 seconds of a shot clock, it makes a very, very big difference from having an empty possession to getting 3 points.
Second chance possession here for Arkansas on that long rebound. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Ramirez looking. Langerman goes baseline. Hansen's back in the game, and Langerman gets it to go. Remember, Hansen's playing with 2 fouls, so she can't be over-aggressive defensively.
Exactly. That was great recognition there by Riley Langerman, knowing that Lauren Hansen has 2 fouls, taking her baseline, knowing that Lauren Hansen's not going to be able to guard as hard as she wants to.
Dembele into double figures with that layup.
Mama Dembele, something a lot of people, might have forgot, is that when they played Arkansas the first time, she had a career high 16 points, and she had 3 threes that game. Her three-point shot is not the main part of her game. It's certainly grown a ton, but you can see here she's already in double digits in the first half, maybe looking to beat her career high against Arkansas once again.
Can't connect on the late cut, but steals it right back. Higginbottom, the three, and the rebound by Goforth. Ramirez, trailer three, got it.
You can't lose her there. Mama Dembele, who's been her primary defender, was trailing the play. You can see Coach Pinchton's a little bit confused on what happened there with the miscommunication. Definitely want someone on Mama Dembele to have her back, to be able to recognize that she's trailing the play and to find Amber Ramirez ASAP.
Hansen for three, got it. Missouri saw their lead shrink to 1, but Hansen responds. It's up to 4.
They needed that bad, and Lauren Hansen needed that bad as well. She's been a little bit cold to start. She's had to spend some time on the bench, so always good for her to see one go through the net before the half ends.
Ramirez able to keep it away from Dembele and gets it to go. She's got 11 points all in the second quarter. A minute and a half until halftime. A 2-point game. Dembele draws the foul on her way to the hoop. That doesn't count.
Dembele just looks so comfortable right now. Her pace is really impressive. She makes something out of nothing. Here this play, you can see just so aggressive on defense. She's not able to get that one. Amber Ramirez just so good at playing out of it. She's such a crafty player. She's a veteran player. She's a 6th-year player, so she's really been through the ringer quite a bit, and there's not much that she hasn't seen from all different types of defenses, so she's definitely able to adjust.
Williams against Ellis, left it short. Spencer running offense for Arkansas. A chance to tie or take the lead. They are not on top. In and out. Dembele approaching a minute to go in the half. Gonna post up those quick moves, can't get it to go. Good defense by Amber Ramirez. Another chance to tie or take the lead for the Razorbacks, and that one's into the first row. Langerman and Blackwell tangled up there again.
Both of these players just playing so hard. They are not going to let it go this entire game. They're going to battle the entire game. Asia Blackwell, Coach Neighbor said really the secret to stopping her, to slowing her down, it's quite complex, but it's also quite simple. And it's simple in the fact that all you have to do is match her effort. And if there's a player on that Arkansas roster who can definitely do that, it's Riley Langerman.
Don't forget women's basketball doubleheader Thursday night. Aaliyah Boston at #1 South Carolina hosts Auburn at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, followed by Texas A&M and Ole Miss at the Pavilion. Both games on the SEC Network and streaming on the ESPN app. Foul called on Arkansas, and that's going to go against Alani Eaton. .40 seconds to play in the first half. Missouri protecting a 2-point lead. Frank fouled on her way to the basket.
I like that quick attack there by Haley Frank. Get yourself to the free throw line before this half ends. You don't want to have an empty possession and give Arkansas the chance to take the lead. Really like the aggressive play there by Haley Frank.
85% free throw shooter. Haley Frank, one of the best in the conference. That's her first points from inside the three-point arc this afternoon. And now she has got a game-high 13. Lauren Hansen leaves the game. Sarah Rose Smith comes in. That's a smart move by Robin Pinchton, not wanting Hansen to pick up her third foul with 30 seconds to play in the half. 5.5-second differential between the game clock and shot clock as we wind down the second quarter. Eaton looks to give it to Spencer. Miscommunication, a turnover, and Missouri will have a chance at the final shot.
It's a very rare unforced turnover by this Arkansas team. We talked a lot about how they're very good at taking care of the ball. Coach Neighbors, that's a huge emphasis. Freshman mistake right there by both Eaton and Spencer. Definitely want to shore up on that in the second half.
Under 10, Troop gonna drive, gives it up. Blackwell, baseline, got it to go, and the foul.
Over 3 Arkansas defenders. Great recognition by point guard Haley Troop to find Asia Blackwell in the seam here. Great take, great look. Good ball fake by Asia Blackwell, able to finish over the defender and get the and one.
Quiet first half for Blackwell, ends in a loud way, and Missouri has their biggest lead of the ball game. Spencer, blocked by Blackwell.
Love the effort there. What a way to end this first half. Missouri has a lot of
basketball in a 6-point lead, or a 7-point lead, pardon me, which is their largest of the ball game. Ama Dembele with 10 points, 8 of them in the early going when the Tigers were having a little trouble getting going offensively. They go right to Blackwell, who's blocked by Goforth. It'll stay with Missouri.
Sasha Goforth is such a great athlete. We mentioned her earlier when she is able to catch the ball and rip quickly. She has such great athleticism, such great quickness. She's a young player. Definitely going to be a big piece of this Razorback team as the years go on.
Three-pointer off the mark. Goforth just 1 for 6. We talked about Ramirez getting going in the second quarter. If Goforth can find her rhythm offensively in the third, Arkansas could take off. There's a wide open look. Wolfenbarger can't get it to go and can't get her own putback to go either.
And Missouri got lucky there. That was a great look. Almost got the little lob play there. Missouri's got to make sure they got a head on a swivel at all times and not leave players wide open like that.
Hansen, 2 early fouls, limited minutes in the first half, gets it to go.
Great job there, taking what's being given to her. We mentioned earlier, she's so good at creating her own shot. She's very good at recognizing what the defense is giving her, and you can see it there with the great drive.
Spencer answers right away for Arkansas.
Neither of these teams being shy on the offensive end. Both of them, all the possessions they've had so far in the first minute or 2 of this game have been quick shots.
Frank thought about it. Hansen now Langerman on her. We saw the battle back and forth between Langerman and Blackwell several times in the first half. And there's an easy baseline drive for Frank.
Great recognition once again. She could have shot that three. In my opinion, she had enough time and space, but she knew that Wolfenbarger obviously had the length advantage on her. Maybe a little bit of opportunity there to block the shot, so she put the ball on the floor.
Langerman drives, twists, can't get it to go. She had a career-high 17 against Missouri and Fayetteville earlier this season, just 2 points here this afternoon. Down low to Blackwell, Goforth on her. Blackwell, little shoulder shake, contested, and a foul on Goforth.
Great job staying under control, giving her the head fake, the pump fake, not going up too fast, able to draw the foul there. Great patience by Asia Blackwell.
So that gets Blackwell to the foul line. She's already got 9 rebounds. First one hit by the 68% free throw shooter. Quiet crowd watches Blackwell sink her second. She almost tripped over Mama Dembele, backpedaling down floor to play defense.
Almost lost another shoe.
7 points and 9 rebounds. And 1 shoe lost for about 3 or 4 possessions for Asia Blackwell this afternoon. Penetrate and kick to Langerman, but the pass was off. Get a few more catch and shoot threes for number 11 in the second half, maybe, for Arkansas.
They would love that.
Off the mark from Spencer. Blackwell in double figures with her 10th rebound. Head up, was looking ahead. She can't touch that ball. At least she couldn't have picked it up on the dribble. Missouri able to retain possession. Dembele. Another 3 for Frank. Off the back iron. 11-point lead for Missouri, their largest of the game. Arkansas trying to cut into it. Wolfenbarger out. Spencer doesn't take the 3 this time. Gets a teardrop to go.
The thing about this Arkansas team is 11-point lead really isn't much for them, especially when you think about how quick that they get shots off, how many offensive possessions that they take advantage of throughout the course of the game. 11 points is really nothing to them, and Missouri has seen that tale happen before, where they go into the fourth quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and they lose that lead because Arkansas is so good at coming back because of how quickly they play offense. So they're going to want to keep the pressure on.
Nice cut by Troop, nice feed by Frank, and Missouri's lead back to double figures. Spencer, nice move into the lane, gets it to go. Samara Spencer.
She looks so comfortable out there, and these Missouri guards are going to have to make it a little bit harder on her, really allow her to feel that pressure when she's handling the ball. She looks super comfortable in the absence of Michaela Daniels kind of leading the show, running that point guard spot a lot, and she's really looking comfortable getting to that basket. Missouri's going to have to elevate their defense on her. Langerman for 3, can't get it to go. Hanson the rebound. Missouri pushes tempo. 3-on-2 break. Troop, the transition 3. Ramirez the rebound, and now the Razorbacks go back fast the other direction. Langerman, hesitation, baseline drive, forces it, can't get it to go. Into the hands of Wolfenbarger, and the foul counted. It's a close one there. I like the try there by Asia Blackwell. Looked like she's maybe a little bit off balance. Great aggression there by Wolfenbarger. Both of these teams just so aggressive right now. Playing hard. Yeah, that was a tough one. Could have went both ways there. Crowd's not liking it, obviously, but Jersey Wolfenbarger able to get the and one for this Arkansas team.
That is the second personal foul on Asia Blackwell. Big free throw here for Jersey Wolfenbarger. She struggled at the line as a freshman, just 43%. Can't get that one to go. And Missouri's lead is down to 7. Dembele. Nice move on Spencer. Rejected by Spencer. Out of bounds. Last touch, Missouri.
It's a great athletic move there by Samara Spencer. Mama Dembele has had a lot of luck in this game driving left in that situation. Definitely would have been better off here going off 2. Maybe giving her a head fake as she gets in the air. Great block there by Spencer.
13 points for Spencer to lead Arkansas right now and showing the defense. Goforth. Now plenty of space by Frank. It's Ramirez. Haven't heard from her in a while. Almost knocked away by Dembele. He's got really active hands defensively. Eaton. Goforth. 5 to shoot. Goforth on the drive. Can't get it to go. Gets her own rebound. Bucket and the foul.
That's where those offensive rebounds can hurt you. It's continuing to bring energy, these and ones, these putbacks that Arkansas is getting. Haley Frank, it's great defense initially here. You can see able to guard her well. Has to make sure you get a body on her as soon as you contest the shot or something like this is going to happen. Great job of Goforth continuing and not giving up on the play.
Arkansas taking advantage of the glass while Asia Blackwell is out of the game. She's got to get rests here and there. Arkansas never expects to out-rebound anybody, but they've really got to focus here on picking up some extra possessions like that.
They definitely do, especially when they're not having the offensive productivity as they might normally have here. You know, Coach Neighbors told us that they know that they're not going to out-rebound teams consistently every night, but they are currently up on the rebounds against Missouri, so they're definitely taking advantage of those opportunities.
Lauren Hansen with 3 personal fouls stays in the game. Down low to Williams. Wolfenbarger, good defense. 5 minutes to go in the quarter, and a 4-point game. Big possession here for Arkansas. They're on a 7-0 run. Spencer, good look. Wolfenbarger the finish.
It's a great look there. LaDasia Williams maybe overhelped a little bit. Allowed that easy dump down pass to Wolfenbarger. Arkansas is definitely catching some momentum here. Missouri's going to want to stop this with the bucket. Wolfenbarger now with 10 points, 3 Razorbacks in double figures as Ramirez has 11 and Spencer leads the way with 13. It's a 2-point game. Troop. Higginbottom. The pull-up. In and out. Contested rebound. Loose ball. Who's going to come up with it? Out of bounds. Off of Missouri. And Arkansas will have a chance to tie or take the lead when we come back. Jordan, it's a 9-0 run by the Razorbacks. Arkansas, this is what they do best. They go on runs. They can score quickly, and you can see it there. Jersey Wolfenbarger ending that run that they had right there.
Excited. They love to run. They've only got 3 fast break points in this game, and they're still right here in it with a chance to tie or take the lead.
That's a great point, Ben. Really, what they do well is run in transition. They get quick, easy transition buckets, and they're still here within 2 without being able to do that.
Ramirez, who popped for those 11 points in the second quarter, held down to start the third. She'll get a chance to break the ice at the foul line here.
It's one of those situations here where it's hard on the defense. When you have to guard Amber Ramirez so close and so tight and have to go over those ball screens and not give her any space, it really kind of puts you in a rough position of, you know, being at risk to foul there. Mama Dembele's just got to do a good job of making sure she throws her hands even though she can't give Amber Ramirez any space.
The foul goes against Mama Dembele, and that is her second. And the officials are going to the monitor. Looked like it was on the shot.
Toe might have been on the line there.
Yeah, I guess perhaps checking to see was it a 2 or 3 point field goal attempt, which would inform how many free throws that Ramirez gets. It's a 2. It'll be the second trip to the stripe for Ramirez tonight. She completed a 3-point play earlier, and now she'll have a couple. A chance to tie the game with 4:06 to go in the third quarter. She will try to tie this up when we come back. 49-47, Mizzou with the lead.
It's your Uncle Cooper. These Cooper and Duramaxes aren't just tough. They're everyday tough. Okay, there's a lot of improvement. Go with the Coopers.
Hey, you look really nice.
Let's get some more pictures. Let's go
Okay.
here. This is good. This is good. You look so cute.
Missouri hasn't scored in nearly 3 minutes. Razorbacks taking advantage as Ramirez is now 2 for 2 at the line on the afternoon.
Very important here that Missouri answers with a bucket. This third quarter slump is something that they don't want to continue. It's now a tie game. They were up by 11 coming into this half, so they're definitely going to want to stop this Arkansas run as soon as they can.
Only 8 points in the quarter for Missouri. I believe they only scored 9 in the third against Tennessee on Thursday. And a kick ball by Arkansas will stay with Missouri. Had 2 quick back-to-back breaks in this ball game, a chance for both teams to kind of reset things. Can Arkansas continue the momentum? They've come all the way back to tie it after trailing by 11 earlier in the quarter. Missouri looking to break an 11-0 Razorback run. And LaDasia Williams does down low.
It's a great way to do it. That's a great way to break a run and get a quick bucket, is to get it inside to your post player and not have to worry about getting through an offensive set or trying to get off a three-point shot. Just a quick, easy post touch is a great way to end a run.
Snaps an 0 for 4 spell for Missouri from the field. Goforth to Ramirez. Ramirez against the freshman. 60-year player against a first-year player. Ramirez, under 10 to shoot. Gets all the way to the basket, can't get it to go. Hansen. Dembele. Now Hansen again. She'll go ahead and shoot. Battle for the board. Ellis has it.
Definitely wasn't a bad shot there by Lauren Hansen. I don't mind it. She's one of those players that hand down, man down. She really doesn't need much time and space either. She hasn't shot the three particularly well this afternoon, but she's certainly capable of doing so when she has that much space.
Ellis spins and scores, and we're tied up again.
Ellis is going to be another one of those really young, great additions to this Arkansas team. Coach Neighbors plays a lot of freshmen in double-digit minutes. That's something that's pretty unique, especially with this level of competition in the SEC. And it's really good to see these freshmen such as Emory Ellis come out and score points and produce.
Langerman once again with the tie-up. Good defense right there. She's been flying around all over the place. Hasn't had the same offensive game as she had the last time she saw Missouri. Here's Ellis.
Finishes through the contact here. Good job of LaDasia Williams not fouling. Emory Ellis able to get that front of the rim shot to go.
We talk all the time about the McDonald's All-Americans with Arkansas, but Ellis is a top 50 recruit in her own right as Williams puts Missouri back on top of the foul line. Don't forget about the other pieces of the recruiting classes for Mike Neighbors.
It's very important, Ben. You can't just recruit McDonald's All-Americans all the time. If you could do that all the time, then you would. Obviously, that's not something that you can do.
That's called UConn.
Exactly. Exactly. There's only a couple teams in the nation that have the advantage of doing that. And Emory Ellis is one of those players, not necessarily a McDonald's All-American, but a very good recruit coming out. She led the state of Oklahoma in high school in rebounds and blocks in 2018, so she was definitely a force to be reckoned with in high school.
This is Sasha Goforth, who went down on the floor face first. Looks like she's okay. Might have collided heads with somebody on her way down. But looks like she's okay, thankfully. Missouri maintains possession here. Tigers by 1. Williams against Ellis. Goes right to the basket, able to twist her way to the hoop.
Deja Williams and Emory Ellis battling back and forth here. It's been a lot of good post action in the last couple minutes of this game. Obviously, these are both very guard-heavy oriented teams, so they're always a good thing when they're seeing their post players contribute. Nice
take by Samara Spencer. She's had a few of those, and she's got 15 now. Nice head fake. Foul from behind, and Goforth once again. I think she might have caught an elbow to the face inadvertently, and she got underneath Frank.
Frank definitely got fouled here. At least that's what it looked like. Sasha Goforth is just all over the place. She's playing so hard. She's getting a little knocked up here. Definitely got hit there. Yeah. Looks like Sasha Goforth might have got hit on the come down from Haley Frank.
Not an elbow,
very,
but a hand.
very hard. Yep.
Goforth trying to contribute. She had a slow offensive start, only 6 points, 2 for 8 from the field. And Frank and Missouri building their lead back up at the foul line. Haley Frank now with 18 points, 4 of 4 from the foul line. So Missouri's lead back up to 3. And a rebound by Williams. Blackwell is back into the game for Missouri. Dembele out to Hansen. Nice head fake. And hits the mid-range.
Beautiful shot there. Beautiful pull-up jump shot. Just so under control and so poised. She's very, very good at being able to make decisions quickly, but she does it at a great pace, so she's not ever out of control.
Good cut and finish by Goforth as she finished through contact by Williams. Back to a three-point game. Arkansas was able to get it tied up. They've never led today at Mizzou Arena. Hansen down low to Williams, and the block by Wolfenbarger. On transition, Goforth, bucket, and it's an offensive foul.
Haley Frank looking to take the charge again. Doesn't get it this time. You can see the pace here has really, really picked up. Arkansas is really taking advantage of these transition looks that killed Missouri the first time they played them. Crowd not happy once again here in Mizzou Arena. Another charge attempt turned into an and one. So Missouri's got to really be careful here with these charges that are being called fouls.
Correct myself there. It looked like the officials' and one signal was an offensive foul signal, but Goforth was unable to tie it, and now egging on the crowd a little bit as she walked down floor. It is a one-point game again, though, with a minute to play in the quarter. And Goforth, turning it on now, has 10 points. 4 Razorbacks in double figures. This is an important possession for Missouri as we wind down the third quarter. Frank down low, almost stolen by Langerman, and it's a foul instead on Langerman.
Both teams just so aggressive here. Langerman picks up another foul. Asia Blackwell did a really good job of showing those goalposts and really showing her numbers and making sure she's got good position on Langerman, and that results in the foul.
And that's her 4th personal foul, so she's going to have to take a seat. And Alana Eaton replaces her. That's the 4th team foul on the Razorbacks. Missouri with 20 on the shot clock, under 48 seconds to play in the quarter. Blackwell going to work, gets underneath, can't get it to go, and will go to the line. Foul on Goforth.
This just really shows you that Asia Blackwell really plays her best when she's able to get a lot of action down there in the paint. When she's able to post up and get good cuts and get offensive rebounds and finish through contact, that is when she's at her best. Not that she's not able to shoot the three-point shot, but when that's all she's able to do in a game is shoot a lot of threes, oftentimes you see her production goes down. She's best when she's able to really be aggressive and play with people down in the post and use her strength to her advantage.
Our Wednesday night SEC men's basketball doubleheader on SEC Network starts at 7 Eastern with Georgia at the Maravich Center taking on LSU, followed by #1 Auburn and Vanderbilt. That's on the SEC Network and streaming on the ESPN app. Chance for the Razorbacks to take their first lead. Or match their largest lead. They haven't led since the 2-minute mark of the first quarter. Ramirez gives them the advantage.
She's feeling it. She is hot. She can score in a variety of ways. She's one of those players that you see her make and take a lot of those long twos, and a lot of that has to do with that step back that she has absolutely perfected. She drives hard. She pump fakes on the three-point line, drives hard, and hits that step back, and it often results in that long two jump shot that she makes quite a bit of the time.
Frank can't answer. 3 seconds to go in the quarter. Ramirez looking for another at the horn. Knocks it down.
Feeling it. She is absolutely feeling it. You can see her there. She's doing what she's a gamer. She's doing what she does best, and Arkansas is fired up right now at the right time.
And Amber Ramirez is heating up. Held scoreless in the first quarter. She's got 18 since then. The step back to give the Razorbacks their first lead since the early going, and the buzzer-beating 3. All the momentum with the Hogs as we head to the fourth quarter.
This may sound mad, but Kentucky isn't heating up.
That is just perfect.
They're on fire.
This has been a magnificent performance. Kentucky is legit.
And exacting revenge means taking down a rival.
For these two teams get together, it just means more.
Welcome to the border battle.
This rivalry is 111 years old.
Experience Kentucky, Tennessee, Tuesday at 9 on ESPN.
The Popeyes Big Box is back, and it is big. Our juicy signature chicken or crispy tenders.
As you just saw to lead the game. Arkansas with the ball and the lead as we begin the fourth. Ramirez to Spencer. Now Wolfenbarger drives on Frank, gets to the basket, and gets it to go.
Arkansas did a really good job there of isolating that paint, isolating the lane for Jersey Wolfenbarger to drive. Amber Ramirez is coming off all types of screens, running all over the place. Mama Dembele cannot leave her side, which leaves a wide open lane there for Jersey Wolfenbarger with no help.
Blackwell. Here's a three from Frank, and she gets it to go.
They needed that one bad. Missouri needed that shot from Haley Frank. She's been a little bit quiet here in the last few minutes. They need her to continue to contribute and knock down those threes in this last 9 minutes of this game.
It's her fifth three, and then she commits the foul, contesting Wolfenbarger 25 feet from the basket. And that is Frank's third foul.
Definitely not going to want to pick up a fourth here in the next couple of minutes. They're going to need her in the game for the remainder of this game. If she needs to take a break to get her legs back, that's one thing, but they definitely don't want her with 4 fouls with 9 minutes to go.
Hansen also has 3 in foul trouble for Missouri. Langerman with 4 on the bench right now for Arkansas. If that doesn't go, and Spencer will go to the free throw line.
Sam Spencer, we talked about her a lot. She has been so aggressive this game. She has 18 shot attempts. The next closest is Ramirez with 12. Sam Spencer is just so fearless. She's so aggressive. We talked a little bit about her three-point capabilities. She's shooting over 40%, but today we've just seen her absolutely tear this Missouri defense up by driving to the basket.
16 points now. She has struggled from beyond the arc, just 1 for 7, but has been really good at getting to the basket, those higher percentage shots, and she hits a couple of free throws. And it's a 5-point lead for Arkansas, their biggest of the day. Foul on Ramirez on the drive by Dembele. That's 2 personal fouls on Ramirez, and the first of the quarter on the Razorbacks. Dembele misses the first. Don't forget, the latest class of the College Basketball, Women's Basketball Hall of Fame will be announced tomorrow. That's at halftime of the Maryland-Iowa game, which tips off at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. You won't want to miss that one on a Monday night. Spencer is fouled by Dembele off of that free throw miss. Dembele struggling at the line this season. And that is the third personal foul on Mama Dembele. So now Dembele, Frank, and Hansen all with 3 fouls.
I like the aggressiveness by Missouri in this full court defense, but at some point you've got to recognize here that maybe one of these 70 or 80-foot fouls right now isn't necessarily the best option or the best choice, especially when you've got some players in foul trouble.
Goforth for 3. Got it.
And this Arkansas team really feeds off each other. They've always been like that. Ever since Mike Neighbors stepped into this coaching position, Arkansas, the theme of Arkansas is when it rains threes for everybody. Once 1 or 2 start playing well, everyone starts playing well, and they really take advantage of the confidence that their other teammates have.
Troop with the answer. Back to a 5-point game. Spencer, the pull-up. In and out. Frank, the rebound. Dembele pushing tempo, running down floors. Williams goes up and under, can't get it to go, but got her own rebound and draws a foul on the floor.
Great job there by LaDasia Williams, really running the floor, making eye contact with her point guard in Dembele. Able to have those soft, good hands. Didn't get the layup to go. Missouri's going to have an opportunity here as they got fouled on the rebound.
2 team fouls in the quarter on the Razorbacks. Wolfenbarger just picked up her second personal. That Wolfenbarger-Williams matchup, I feel like, is going to be big here. And the freshman against the senior. The inbound into the backcourt, and Hansen. Hansen running the show for Missouri, gives it up, gets it back. 3 behind the screen. Rebound into the hands of Wolfenbarger, who has herself a double-double now with 12 and 10. Spencer driving on Dembele. Langerman playing with those 4 fouls back into the game. Wolfenbarger drives on the veteran. And right to the hands of Sasha Goforth, who has 15 points now.
That's something from Missouri that absolutely cannot happen. Those one of those controllable things where if they would have found Sasha Goforth and just put a body on her, they would have avoided that 2 points.
And Goforth with the steal. It's a tie-up. Missouri will get it as they have the arrow. The Tigers bring Blackwell back in. Asia Blackwell has struggled on the offensive end. Held to just 7 points. 2 for 8 from the field. Tigers need her to get heated up if they're going to fight back here in the fourth quarter.
They sure do, especially with Haley Frank on the bench.
And a timeout called by Robin Pinchton, perhaps sensing that this is a critical point in the game. Missouri with a baseline to get themselves out of that 8-9 game that nobody wants to be in, and set themselves up with better seeding. That's why games like today are so important. Blackwell can't get it to go off the inbound, and a chance for the Razorbacks to increase their lead. Spencer driving on Dembele, gets right to the basket. She's done that a lot today.
She sure has. It just looks so easy for her, and she's just so quick, and she's one of those players that can shoot the three. So when she's not hitting the three, she knows that she's got to attack the basket and make herself productive in other ways. She's got 19 points right now, has been very aggressive on the offensive end, and has not slowed down at all.
Stolen away by Langerman. She's going to wait for help. Spencer and Arkansas slow it down. 9-point lead is their largest of the ball game. Nice play by Williams. Hanson, a transition three, in and out, and a foul on Haley Troop.
It's a great steal there by Missouri. Way to make up for that last possession. Lauren Hanson looked like she hesitated a little bit there. She's definitely capable of hitting that transition three, and it was certainly open. It's a 2-on-1 or 3-on-1 situation. Missouri might have wanted to get some more offensive players back in that situation right there.
That was a big foul by Troop. It was only her second personal, but that's 4 now in the quarter on Missouri. So that was the Tigers' last foul to give. And Arkansas will shoot free throws on every foul the rest of the way. You mentioned Samara Spencer. Man, has she turned it on. When Arkansas was struggling in the first quarter to get going off.
And for a freshman, when you're coming in as a true freshman and your performance and your production actually increases as the level of competition increases, that's a really good sign as a coach that she's college ready already.
Missouri hounds her defensively and causes the turnover. Hanson looking for help. And now Dembele as we approach the 6-minute mark. Dembele, wide open three, can't get it to go. Back tap into the hands of Ramirez. And Langerman gets up slowly. She is limping a little bit as she jogs down floor. She's done a great job of coming back in the ball game with those 4 fouls in the fourth quarter and still playing solid defense without fouling out.
Yeah, she really disrupts things on defense. I mean, she's not hitting threes or if she's not hitting buckets like she was in the first game versus Missouri. She's definitely making herself known on the defensive end.
Blocked that time by Frank, but into the hands of Ramirez. There's only 2 to shoot. She's got to put it up. Beats the buzzer, knocked it down, and they are calling a shot clock violation on the floor, I think. Mike Neighbors in a state of suspended disbelief there for a moment, and they're going to go to the monitor to see. I thought she got it off.
Review for a shot clock violation.
And there's the official word from our referee, and they're going to go to the monitor here to see if she got that off.
Missouri's really going to hope that this one does not count. This was a very big bucket. This will be a very big 3 points. She does it at the half. She does it at the end of the game, at the shot clock. It doesn't matter what it is. And, you know, I think a lot of it, she's a 6th-year player. She's really been through it all. I mean, she is the second coach to this team. You know, Mike Neighbors talked a lot about how she has stepped in and has been coaching these younger, you know, freshmen and sophomores because she's been there and done that. Just so comfortable on the court. She doesn't care if there's a second on the shot clock. She'll make it happen.
She's got 21. And off a Missouri turnover. Arkansas up by a dozen, make it 14.
Missouri cannot find a solution for Samara Spencer. She has been attacking and scoring in almost the same manner the entire time. And when a player is just shredding a defense like that and scoring in the same way every time, it really shows that Missouri's got to be a little bit better here of making an adjustment and slowing her down.
Spencer and Ramirez have combined for 42 points.
Wow. The 6th-year senior and the freshman, she's just so comfortable with that off that off-foot, off-balance layup to avoid the block from a much taller LaDasia Williams. She's a true freshman, but it really looks like she's playing more like a vet.
And again, 1 for 7 for 3, but I can't remember the last time she shot a 3 in this game. She's made the adjustment.
Exactly. That shows extreme maturity. You know, when you come into this game shooting at above 40%, oftentimes you're going to want to keep shooting those threes, knowing that you can. But she's recognized that that hasn't been working for her today, and she's made the adjustment.
Travel by Blackwell is the 12th turnover of the game by Missouri. Arkansas is on a 9-0 run. They have just been blitzing Mizzou in the second half. Spencer. Goforth. Goforth the drive. Can't get it to go. Frank and Missouri need points in a hurry. It's a 14-point game with 4.5 to go. Arkansas has dominated this game from about the midway point of the third quarter on. Blackwell looking for Williams into the hands of Langerman. And Arkansas will have no problem slowing down and bleeding the clock. Ramirez against Hansen. Pull up from the line. Got it! And the foul. Amber Ramirez doing it all.
Man, that looks so familiar. That is the third time she has gotten a foul on a jump shot. She's just so comfortable. She's on the offensive end. It really does not matter what the defense is throwing at her. She's just a clutch player. She's going to take her time. Obviously, Arkansas is going to slow it down here and eat up as much clock as possible. But when she sees an opportunity, she's going to take it.
I feel like the tougher the shot, the less net she even hits.
Oh, completely. And that's just an indication of sometimes, you know, she plays so free. She's not even thinking about it. If it's a tough shot, she's just throwing it up there. She has the reps. Doesn't even have to think about it. 23 for Ramirez, leads all scorers. Williams right to the basket, can't get it to go. Missouri is just ice cold offensively. They are 0 for their last 6. Haven't scored in 4.5 minutes. Arkansas taking advantage. And they look like they're going to cruise to the victory here in Columbia. Up by 16 with 3.5 to play. Spencer in the corner. Goforth for 3. Why not? Arkansas, like I said earlier, when one gets going, they all get going. It's been a 30-point swing as Missouri was up 11 in the second half, briefly. Now they're trailing here by 19.
And Goforth, who is a 24% three-point shooter coming into the ball game, is 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. There's a 3 for Dembele. And Robin Pinchon calls a quick timeout to try to get things set up. Missouri in need of a fury.
Plus area. Obviously, they got Amber Ramirez, who is their go-to at the end of the day. But if she's not playing well, they've still got 3 to 4 to 5 players who can put up 20 points.
And remember, Ramirez was scoreless in the first quarter, so it took her a while to get going. And you had Spencer and Wolfenbarger, who really carried the Razorbacks through that. The game could have ended in the first quarter if Missouri could have built up a big lead while Ramirez was still getting going.
Absolutely.
Instead, it's been a huge second half from the Razorbacks. There's 2:45 to go. Hansen with the quick handle. Can't get the layup to drop, though.
Missouri's missed a lot of layups, too. It's not like they haven't gotten the shots off, and they've actually been good shots. They've missed quite a few bunnies in the paint right by the basket there. That's hurt them quite a bit in this fourth quarter.
Arkansas is plus 12 in the paint today. Spencer, a lot of it has come from her as she's gotten down low and finished with some easy layups, and she draws a foul there, I think on Haley Frank. And this may turn into a free throw shooting exhibition for the Razorbacks in the final 2:21.
Now, another thing, Ben, that we haven't talked too much about is the rebounding differential, and Arkansas being up quite a bit on the rebounds. That's not something that they're usually used to. Mike Neighbors talked a lot about how they need to keep their turnovers under control, knowing that they're not going to get a ton of offensive rebounds or even defensive rebounds. But today, that has not been the story. They have been very aggressive on the boards, and they've gotten a lot of long rebounds as well.
Arkansas plus 13 on the glass, out rebounding Missouri 47 to now 35. You mentioned that essentially a 30-point swing mid-third quarter to mid-fourth quarter. What do you feel like was the biggest key to Arkansas pulling that off?
Yeah, I think Missouri allowed Arkansas to get comfortable, especially, you know, being able, Sam Spencer being able to drive to the basket over and over again easily like that. Amber Ramirez just hitting clutch shots. All the while, Missouri's missing layups. They're turning it over. Once you see a team start to get hot, and really start to get comfortable, there has to be a quick end to that, whether it be a change in the defense or whether it be a change in the intensity. Finding Amber Ramirez, chasing her everywhere she goes, not even allowing her to get the ball off would have been very helpful in this fourth quarter.
Samara Spencer turned the ball over there on a travel that was caused by her feet getting tangled up with a Missouri player, and she is really hurting. It's her right ankle they're looking at, and really hoping that that's just a turned ankle, which can be really painful if anybody's ever experienced it. And hope that some rest and some ice helps that. We certainly wish Samara Spencer the best. Dembele drives and finds Frank for a three. And that kind of day for Missouri, hasn't it been?
It has. You know, the first half, the shots were falling, things were looking good, things were flowing. Really looked like Missouri was confident and that they were ready to come out and play and knock down shots based on the first and second quarter. It's really been that type of day, like you said, Ben, where layups look like they're going in and they rim out, or a three-point shot, same thing. I've seen it from Lauren Hansen, from Haley Frank. Really good looks that just barely rim out of the basket.
Missouri is just 9 for 28 shooting, including 3 for 12 in the second half. Ramirez, behind the back dribble, just finds her way through about 3 different defenders. It's been a game of momentum, and Arkansas has seized it all in the second half. Currently on a 15-3 run over the last 5:50. They have really stamped out any opportunity to come back. Ramirez the miss there. As we approach 1 minute to play.
Missouri's been in this 60 range, between 60 and 70 points for a long time here. And when you look at the box score, they've shot 29 threes. That's a lot of threes. That's not necessarily a bad thing when you think about how good Missouri is at three-point shooting. But when you're not hitting them consistently, especially like you were in the first half, that is going to hurt you when you continue to shoot that many threes. A lot of nights that'll be a good thing for Missouri, and a lot of times that won't be a good thing for Missouri.
And how about this? This is going to be Missouri's first loss all season when leading or tied at the half. They usually finish very well. But Arkansas has just ramped it up throughout this second half. Ramirez caught fire. And what you see before you is a 15-point lead with a minute to go, and Arkansas looking to finish this one out. Foul by Dembele. That will send Ramirez to the line.
I love the fight here. I love that they're not giving up. They know that this is a huge stretch. They're down 15 with 57 seconds left, but Mama Dembele, she's had a great game. She's not slowing down. They're not just going to lay down. They have more of the season to go. This isn't the last game of the season, and they're looking forward to March. They still have a great opportunity ahead of them, and they want to continue to play as though they have a great opportunity ahead of them. And it's been a tough stretch here, especially this game that they played versus Tennessee. You can see that maybe a little bit of discouragement, but they're not going to lay down, knowing they have a lot of basketball to play.
It is so hard to build momentum in this conference, and Robin Pinson told us earlier today she thinks this might be, top to bottom, the best the league has ever been.
I would agree, Ben, and it's so hard to gain momentum because it's hard to, expect to win 3, 4, 5 games in a row. There's just no way that you can expect that when you look at the schedules of some of, these teams in the SEC. You have players like teams like Auburn who beat Tennessee. Anything can happen on any given night.
Samara Spencer is walking on her own power, looking just fine, smile on her face, back to the Arkansas bench to watch the final 46 seconds, so that's an excellent sign. Mike Neighbors is getting an update from the trainer. And Samara Spencer will be able to enjoy the final moments of this huge Arkansas win on the road, on the bench with her teammates. Arkansas, this will be their second straight win. They had lost 2 in a row before getting that last second win against Auburn. And doesn't that really indicate what this league is like more than anything? Auburn took this Missouri team to overtime very early in the conference season, back around the new year. And then they, as the last place team, are able to hand Tennessee, who could end up being a 2 or 3 seed in the tournament, and then taking Arkansas down to the final second as well. That's the last place team in the league.
Yeah, it's just crazy. There's no one that you can go into and play and think that you're going to win. Obviously, you've got powerhouses in the SEC like South Carolina and Tennessee, but we've seen both of them lose to unranked teams. South Carolina with the early loss to Missouri, Tennessee with the loss to Auburn. Even those powerhouse teams have to come into every game knowing that they could get beat. And that's what makes this SEC so fun, especially when we're ramping up here for the NCAA tournament.
Final 14 seconds. We'll tick away here after the Langerman free throws. Can't say enough about what she's done defensively. She's played the entire fourth quarter with 4 fouls. And as we mentioned several times, just went off offensively against Missouri down in Fayetteville. 4 points today, but it was a big part of tying up Asia Blackwell and holding her to 7 points.
Huge part. Riley Langerman is such a glue player. She's such a glue kid. Only played 13 games her freshman year, and she's already improving so much.
Pele will finish her day with 17, pardon me. And Missouri watches their 3rd straight loss as Mike Neighbors and